Welcome back. It's season 4. We're with Rayo Vallecano. I'm Brett, and this is a Kick in the Grass, a football manager story. It's time to get serious. Looking at the club vision for season 4, the club want us to finish in the top half of the first division and reach the group stage of the Champions Cup. They want us to work within the wage budget and spend our original transfer budget. Heading into the recruiting meeting, we can see that the transfer budget for this season is a healthy $7 million. It's the most we've ever received without having to sell players. Our wage budget is $775,000. We're currently spending $675,000. That gives us $100,000 to play with. If we have a look at the squad and think about how we're planning for this season, we have nearly every one of our first team signed up to a contract until at least 2025. Just our 3 loan players leaving at the end of the season. Just projecting forward into what we might do in the transfer market, we'll have a look at the squad depth here. Could do another striker, especially with Trindade playing on that right-hand side. The left of midfield and the advanced playmaker roles probably need a little bit more depth. Really good on the right here. Central midfield's pretty good. Into defence, strong on the left here. Could do with one more centre defender. Probably a really good quality one. We need a backup on the right fullback. And we'll stick with Loris Karius in the goalkeeping role for the near future. Okay, let's simulate forward to the end of the transfer window and see what we've done on the transfer market. It's the end of the transfer deadline and we currently sit in second. Pull up the league table. We've played 2 games and won 2 games against Atletico Madrid and Bilbao. Great result against Atletico Madrid. Have a look at the schedule. We've had a really solid pre-season with only the loss to Napoli before the start of the season. In our first 2 league games, a 2-0 win against Bilbao with Sadiq and Satalo scoring, followed up by a Madrid win with Sadiq again, Collado scoring, and Koke scoring for Madrid. If we have a look at the competitions we are in, obviously the Spanish First Division, we made the Champions Cup. Our group is ridiculous. Bayern, Liverpool, Napoli, and ourselves. I don't think we're going to get out of that group. Third would be awesome. If we can get third, get ourselves into the UEFA Cup, I would be really happy with that. And we've got the Spanish Cup, which doesn't start till November. On to the transfers, and we've done a fair bit of business. On the outs, we have Juanpi, someone who's been with the team for a couple of years. He has been a very solid first team player, has played really well. We've sold him for $3.4 million after getting him on a free. The reason for that is his age. I think our job is to cash in on players when they get to 30 years old. I think that's a strategy I'm going to continue to use. We had Fabian Schär go out, one of our centre backs. He's old. He wasn't getting enough games. I think they were mostly off the bench or on a rotation. We made $105K from him as a 32-year-old. Solid business again. Pajac, he's gone for $400K. Didn't get much game time. Played 27 last year, 22 off the bench. He's also gone. $400K. And Alvaro Garcia, one of our heroes of the last couple of years, he's left. Same strategy again. 31 years old. He's only going to start declining in his physicals. And we want to push on to be a higher quality team. His mentals and technicals aren't good enough for that. So we get a bit of money in for him. The club paid $4.4 million well before my time. We've taken a loss, but it gives me more money to spend. Looking at the ins, we've had a lot of business. We start down here, we've got Foundino. Got him on a free from, I think it was Villarreal. He has barely ever played for them. He's going to be a backup striker. What I can tell from him, great height. Jumping reach is excellent. His finishing's great. And his composure and off the ball are decent enough. He's going to be a good backup to Sadiq. And on a free, can't complain. Another one I'm really excited about, Nicolo Ravella. Got him from Juventus, also on a free. Look at his value already, 42 to 53 million. I'm not sure how he pulled this deal off and beat off other clubs. 22 years old. He's only going to keep improving. And what a great squad player we've got. Excellent free transfer. Timothy Pembele from Paris Saint-Germain. Probably wasn't getting any games. No, playing in these seconds. He comes in. He is a backup. He can play on the right-hand side in the full-back spot. Also in central defence if we need. He's probably not quite as tall as I like for central defence, but purely a backup player. It's nice when you get them for free. Quay Marabi, another free transfer. This is a young new gen. He's a centre-back. You can see why I brought him in at 18 years of age. He's 6 foot. Physicals are well-rounded for 18. Great positioning. Tackling's excellent. And his marking and heading are also good for an 18-year-old. Hopefully, he's going to turn into a world beater. He's got 5-star potential with a 3-star current ability. I've got high hopes for Quay Marabi. We spent $120,000 on Ariane Kalantari. You can see we are really stepping it up in the new gen area. This guy's a striker. He's got no pace or acceleration. The rest of his physicals are pretty poor apart from strength. He seems to be improving rapidly already. His finishing needs to improve, but his composure is pretty good and his off the ball is amazing. He's got great flair and excellent first touch. So some things to really build on. He's English, even though he came from Iran, and we'll see how he goes. I thought he was a 5-star potential. That's been downgraded to 4.5 at the moment. We'll see how he improves as well. Another great free transfer. I don't know how the club, maybe the reputation just got a real big bump in this last season. We've picked up Stefano Sensi. Look at him. I know he's 29 and it kind of goes against our policy of bringing in players, but on a free, for a 29-year-old to play in the centre of midfield, he's amazing. He's a superstar. I know his physicals aren't the greatest, but the mentals and technicals on him, why wouldn't you pick him up if he was available for free? He's automatically worth 27 to 30 million. He's a 4-star player in our team. He's going places. Michael Monk, another new gen. This one, I can't remember. We picked him up for free. He's 6'3", a central defender. He has attributes that are okay in most of the correct spots. Cheap as chips. Give him a go and see how he goes. We've brought in Rico Lewis from Man City for 600k. Another backup on the right-hand side. He can also fill in on the left of defence and in central midfield if required. So a really good squad player. He's 19. He's a 5-star potential player. And we got him for not very much. I'm not too hopeful that that's real, that 5-star potential, because his value here hasn't shot up like some of the other guys. If we tick over into the current season, on the outs, we've had Miguel Moro. He was a backup keeper. He was never going to play. We've got a little bit of money for him. Just a whole bunch of loan outs. We want these players to try and get game time. This is a lot of our younger players. You'll notice from previous episodes, some of our potential wonder kids and new gens, they're heading out to play some football elsewhere. We did spend a little bit of money here. Usama Edrissi, we brought in from Sevilla for 4.4. That could go up to 5.2. He's an excellent winger. He can play inverted winger. He can play on both sides. He's got really good, solid attributes in every area for a winger. He's not the fastest, but it's good enough. He's got good mentals and his technicals are really going to help us out. His value's gone up to about 14 million. He's going to be with us and hopefully play a lot of games and be a quality player. If we head over to the squad page, there's a couple of players I want to highlight. Billy Gilmore, who we picked up on a free. He's made some great improvements. He has become a really solid first team player for us, a 4-star potential and current ability player. Fran Garcia, he's been with us the whole time. He seems to have got to his limit. He's a really solid left back. Happy with him. Ademir, one of our new gens we are putting our hopes into. He continues to improve. His physicals are going really well. Looking this year to get him a lot of game time again. and hope those technicals and mentals pick up. Angelo Trindade, he's going to continue to play a really pivotal role in our team in the future, and for now, we're going to lock him in, make him play as many games as possible, and see if we can train him to be that superstar we hope he is. 5-star potential, 3-star current ability, which says a lot. We now have quality players like Gilmore and Sensi, and the stars are a comparison to the rest of your squad. So that shows he's on the right track. Sotalo continues to be a solid player for us in central defence. Pablo Maffio, he's going to be our starting right back. Umar Sadiq still continues to be a physical threat all over the place. 20 goals in each of his first 2 seasons with us and started the season beautifully. We'll just look at the assistant picked best 11 for our team. It doesn't have Angelo Trindade, who's going to be locked into this right inside winger position. We have Maffio on the right of defence, Sotalo, Torunariga in the centre, and Garcia on the left. Carrias holding that goalkeeping position. Ademir sits in that ball-winning midfield spot on his own right now. Gilmore next to him. Idrissi, one of our new guys, he's on the left of the wing there. Uno Lopez sitting in the advanced playmaker. And they've picked Calado. He's going to be a backup player for us. And, of course, Sadiq, the talisman, leading our line, scoring all our goals up in the advanced forward position. Okay, it's a really exciting season. I'm hoping to maybe try and get all the way in some sort of cup competition, really consolidate our spot in the top 4. And now that we've got a bit of depth and some added quality, hopefully go deep into Europe, probably in that UEFA Cup with our crazy group in the European Champions League. We'll simulate forward until the end of the January transfer window and see how our season's going then. Here we are back at the end of the January transfer window. It's the 1st of February. The league table, we are currently sitting in 5th. I know that's not as good as we have been in the past. But look, it's quite a tight league. We are only 6 points behind Barcelona, who are in first position. San Sebastian, Valencia, and Levante are ahead of us. And yep, you didn't hear Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid. They are back in 7th and 8th position at the moment. Very tight competition. I would say this top 7 here are all fighting it out for those European spots and the title as well. 36 points, up to 43 from 1st to 7th. Bit of a gap there into 8th. I think if we can make sure we stay in that pack there and get some really good results, hopefully Champions League football again, at least European football by the end of the season. We've had 10 wins, 7 draws and 4 losses, so we're really holding up well. Only the 4 losses: Atletico Madrid, Sebastian, Pamplona and Levante. Probably a bit disappointed with the Pamplona one, maybe the Levante one as well, but they are in 4th ridiculously. Sebastian up here as well. Checking the competitions screen. We are still in the Spanish Cup. We're playing Sevilla in the quarterfinals. I'm hoping to go deep in that competition. I would love to win a Spanish Cup in the next couple of years. The Champions Cup, it's not looking good here. If we go into that, check out the group stages. It was a group of death for us. We've had a horrible time of it. We haven't even qualified for the UEFA Cup. We've finished dead bottom. 5 points. Liverpool and Bayern dominating the group. Napoli even getting ahead of us. This is a real disappointment. It really hurts our chances with getting funds. And it hurts our coefficient going forward to try and be one of those pot 1 or pot 2 teams really quickly. Having a look at the schedule, after our first 2 wins at the start of the season, things went a bit sideways. We had that loss to Levante, a draw to Hispalis, a draw in the Champions League to Liverpool. That's pretty good away from home. We then had another loss in the league to Pamplona, a really poor time here at the start of September. We then pulled it back with 2 consecutive wins to Almeria and Alave. The Champions Cup got even worse for us. We had a home loss to Bayern, draws to Villarreal and Barcelona away. That's not too bad. Napoli draw away in the Champions League. We had another win finally in the league, followed by a loss and a loss in the Champions League to Napoli. Things started to get better in November. It's looking a lot better here. I think we started our run with a big win against Real Madrid. That's awesome. They had someone sent off, Casemiro, in the 62nd minute, but we were well and truly ahead by then. Idrissi scored, Sadiq scored a hat-trick, and Fran Garcia also got one. I think that really put us on the right path. Maybe it took a bit of time for the team to gel. We had a lot of new players this year. We then had a draw to Sevilla. We had our only win in the Champions League to Bayern away. What a result. 2 draws in a row, Valencia and Malaga. A big win against Oviedo. And then we bowed out of the Champions League with a 1-0 loss to Liverpool. A draw to Las Palmas followed. We did all right in the Spanish Cup, winning to Extremadura, then Linares, then Oviedo, and recently Getafe. The league form got better as well. We are winning more often than we are losing now. Mallorca, a 5-1 win there. 3-2 to Huesca. We had a loss to Atletico Madrid. And Bilbao, a big 4-2 win at home. So some mixed results. I'm really happy with our position in the league being 5th. I think with a lot of draws and some losses, we are in touching distance. I think if this form here from December and January can continue, I think we can push up into those Champions League spots and give the Champions League a crack again. It was a pretty quiet transfer window in January. We only had a couple of players go out on loan. Pembele wasn't getting games, so we've put him out, see if he can get some games at Ibiza. Same as Michael Monk. We have brought in a bunch of free transfers. I'll run through those. We brought 2 guys from Austria Vienna. Stefan Meyer, a 16-year-old central midfielder. He looks promising. He's got a fairly professional personality. His balance and stamina are great with excellent bravery. He would be that more ball-winning midfield type. Alden Ragapovic, also from Vienna. He's an advanced playmaker. He doesn't have very good physicals. He has a mercenary personality, which isn't a good one, but his determination's great, and so is his flair. With some game time on loan in the future, he could turn out to be quite good. Ollie Robertson, also free. We've got him from Toronto FC. He's a Canadian player. He can play on that right wing, on the left wing, or up top as well. He looks really promising. He's only 18. He's a 4.5-star potential. His physicals are coming along. He has great aggression and bravery. His leadership's excellent, and so's his teamwork. His technicals need some work, but the things that are the highest are probably in the spots we want them. The last one is Daniel Leake, a central defender. He's got okay height. He's got everything you need for a ball-playing defender to start with. He's only 17. Hopefully he can really grow. He's a 5-star potential. His value's shot straight up to $18.5 million. So I'm looking to see some excellent improvement from Daniel Leake in the future. Okay, next time you see me, we'll check in and see if we got anyone decent in our youth intake, check up on our league position, and head towards the end of the season. Okay, just before we check out our youth intake, I thought this was of interest. The Next Gen 2025, the 50 best wonder kids in football. We have the top 3 players. Angelo Trindade, Marabi, and Ademir. Awesome. So we know they're going to end up quite good. I'm really excited to see them guys in at least 2 or 3 years if we're still going. It's happened again. We have a number of elite talents. In fact, we have 3 of them. I don't know what it is about Rayo Vallecano, but they just keep producing elite talents. And we have an excellent intake, a real golden generation again. Let's jump in and have a look at them. We've got Jacobo Dominguez, a right back. We want to check their determination and personality. Determination's 14, personality's fairly professional. Both of those things are fine. Got some really good attributes for a defender. We need to do a lot of work on him, but he's only 15. Michaela Ramos, he's a 4.5-star potential player. Determination's a little low. He's got a balanced personality, which is fine. He doesn't have too many attributes that are really sticking out to me at the moment as a central defender. And his height is a bit concerning. Of course, 15-year-olds can continue to grow all the way up till they're possibly 19 or 20 in the game. So that may still improve as well. And the last one, Carlos Machuca. He's a 5-star potential. This one looks like he has got some good potential here. In central midfield, he has a lot of attributes that are already above 10. His physicals are in a good starting place. He's got reasonable determination. 13's not the best. And a spirited personality. That's okay. This guy, I think, was probably my pick of the bunch here. We have a quick check-in on the competitions page. We've made the final of the Spanish Cup. I wanted to win a cup in the future. Is it this year? Can we beat Barcelona? It's a big ask. We'll have to see at the end of the season. This is pretty exciting. This could be our first piece of silverware for the save on our journey towards trying to win the Champions Cup and the league. Talking about the league, though, it is not going as well as I had hoped. We are currently in 7th position. If we expand that out, things don't seem to have gone so well over the last month and a half. We have drawn a lot of games. We are still within striking distance, though. It is a very tight top 9 now. Levante have seemed to get into that mix there. Real Madrid and Atletico have jumped ahead of us. San Sebastian are top of the league, only by a point over Barcelona. This is a really tight league at the moment. I have no idea what's going to happen. We could drop out of Europe for the first time in the save, or we could end up somewhere near the top with some great results. But it hasn't happened for us. If we check the schedule and what's happened over the last month or two, we finished up here in the end of the January transfer window, and it does not look good at first glance. In the league, we've only had wins against Pamplona, Alave, and Getafe. We've got 2 losses in that time, Villarreal and Almeria, teams I would hope we were starting to beat by now. And a lot of draws this year. Really, a huge amount of draws. 3-0 draw to Barcelona is fine, but drawing to Espalas and the home draws, they're really hurting us at the moment. But our Spanish Cup run, that's looking excellent. We beat Sevilla in the quarterfinal, and then in the semi-final first leg, we had a home loss, and it was looking horrible, I would expect by then, to Real Madrid. But in the away leg, we came back. They had a player sent off in the 9th minute, but we won 4-1. Sadiq got a brace, Sutalu and Lopez also getting goals. So we're in the final against Barcelona, and I can't wait to see how we go in that. Can we win our first piece of silverware? Fingers crossed. Let's get 2 sets of fingers crossed here. I will see you at the end of the season. Let's see if we've won our first piece of silverware. Okay, it's the end of the season and things haven't quite gone to plan. It hasn't been a disaster, but not as well as I'd hoped. In the league, if we expand that out, Barcelona are champions. Real San Sebastian have made the Champions League, are the runners-up. Real Madrid are back in those Champions League spots with Villarreal. And we have finished in 5th. We've actually ended up on equal points with Villarreal. And as far as I understand, in the Spanish League, it goes on head-to-head, which would make sense because our goal difference is much better. We have had too many draws this season. 12, in fact. We've had 19 wins and 7 losses. So if we need to turn those draws into wins for us to be a championship threat. It is only 7 points gap from 5th to 1st, so it's been a really tight season. In the goal front, we've scored the most goals in this season by a long way. 21 more than the next best team, Barcelona. Our against, though, we are conceding too many goals. We need to pick that up. That's probably why we're drawing so many games. Our goal difference is the best, though. So we've got that balance all right. Probably like to have less conceded, and then we'd push ourselves right up into those top 2 spots competing for the champions. All right, I haven't even seen it yet. I have no idea what's going on. Did we win the Spanish Cup? Oh, oh, and we're runner-up. We lost that game to Barcelona. Oh, how disappointing. Oh, that would have been so great. Unfortunately, we have lost the Spanish Cup. Let's have a look. Oh, wow, we got hammered as well. It was a 4-2 loss to Barcelona. The goal scorers in that. Fatih scores in the 22nd minute. Gilmore then ties it up to make it 1-1. Fatih goes again to make it 2-1. They then kick the next 2 goals, Araujo and Torres, to make it 4-1. The game's over. We get a consolation from Idrissi in the 89th minute. It was all too much for us, obviously, and we head on to next season with the hope that we can make it to another cup final or something in Europe. If we have a look at the schedule towards the end of the season, we finished up pretty well. We only had the 1 loss in those last 2 months, and we fixed up the amount of draws we had. We had 2 draws, so we finished really strongly. 5-1 win against San Sebastian, brace from Gilmore and Sadiq. We had a 1-0 win against Valencia. We finished with 4 consecutive wins. Great way to finish the season. Hopefully we continue that into our 5th season. A 3-0 win against Oviedo, Las Palmas 3-1, Mallorca 3-1, and finishing the season against Huesca with a 4-0 victory. Having looking at how players went this season, we check out the goals. Umar Sadiq, he picked it up after January. He ended up with 25 goals in all competitions, 21 in the league. We'll check in on the league in a moment again and see how he went in comparison to everyone else. Billy Gilmore, this is a massive change. 19 goals in all competitions, 17 in the league. 6 last year, he's taken it to 17. He is really owning that central midfield attacking position. And the progress you can see he's made here, he is looking like a world-class player. Idrissi, one of our new signings, 16 goals and 10 assists. Angelo Trindade, hopefully our future, our wonder kid, 13 goals, 10 assists. Let's have a look at him. He continues to improve. He's becoming a really well-rounded player. He is excelling in balance, bravery, determination, and dribbling. His finishing is getting up there. I really hope we can turn him into a striker and advanced forward in the future. His acceleration and pace are both 15, and he's got good height as well. His composure needs some work, and his off the ball is pretty good. He's still only 18, even though he has now played almost 60 games for us in the league. That's a really good season, I think, through growth. He is rated as a wonder kid. Excellent stuff. Alex Collado also got 11 goals and 5 assists, so we've had a really good spread of goals this season. As far as assists, our right back, Maffio, doing a great job. We've already talked about Trindade and Idrissi getting in 10 assists apiece. Fran Garcia and Billy Gilmore are chipping in with the goal assists, 9 for Garcia and 8 for Gilmore. And Ademir adding something extra to his game. And Sensi also with 7 assists. If we have a look at Ademir, someone else who we are pinning our hopes on, it looks like he's had amazing growth this year. He is physically amazing. His mentals have picked up and his physicals have started to get better as well. He is only 18. His value is 60 to 85 million. He is a 3.5-star current ability player. He's got his average rating up to 6.95 and he's having goal contributions now. As far as average ratings go, all the players we have just mentioned, our goalkeeper, that's our backup goalkeeper, he only played 3 games. Sensi was good for us this year as a squad player. Sadiq, Maffio Gilmore, Sutalo was really good at central defence, as was Torunariga. And Quay Marabi, this guy, who is an 18-year-old, has ended up playing 25 games for us. He doesn't look to have improved a lot yet. but getting games into him is going to help. Just back on the First Division page here, we can see Barcelona have won it for 2 years in a row now, after Real Madrid won it our first 2 seasons. So nothing much has changed there. We're still the second best competition as far as reputation. With the goals though, Sadiq came second in the Golden Boot. Didn't win it. I'm guessing Isaac must have played less games. I'm sure that's how it's decided. Stefano Sensi, one of our brand new transfers this season, he comes in third in the average rating. We don't have anyone on the assists. I would like that to change. Player of the Match awards, Billy Gilmore. He's had such an improvement this year. He's second here after Isaac with 6 Player of the Match awards. We don't have our goalkeeper in the clean sheet area. Goalkeepers are really hard to find, especially high quality ones. They're already at high quality clubs. I would like to get a better goalkeeper, but I'm not sure that's going to be possible. Okay, overall, not a disappointing season. I would have loved to have won that Spanish Cup and also pushed into those Champions League spots. I think, if I'm trying to be positive, being in the Euro Cup might be a great thing for us. We'll play against some slightly weaker opposition. It could give us a chance to go really deep in that comp. I would love to be back in these spots here. We need to get past this stagnation of around the top 5 or 6, and I would love to see a season where we come runner-up and really push that top team in the championship, and I'm really desperate to win some sort of silverware at Vallecano. We're now 4 seasons in. We're really established. We've got a great squad. I'm not sure what it's going to take that next step. It might just be natural growth of our young players. It might be bringing in some better backups, really focusing in on specific positions to improve. We'll head into Season 5 in the next video and check that out. Thank you so much for watching Bottom Dwellers with Rayo Vallecano. This is A Kick in the Grass, a Football Manager story. I'm Brett, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.